Hey guys, let's go do your own research. Hope everyone had a lovely Easter. Good evening, Kayla. Yes, it is day 381 of Andy working on his documentary that he does GoFundMe's for. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're going to look at the evidence tonight of the electronic smear campaign. Okay. I was going to say something about some of the comments that have been coming up lately, but I think I'll leave it for now because I might get too sidetracked. But I just find it's funny. It's not only this case that people have been making comments on. There's other videos, there's other topics that I make videos about. I never want to get stuck into just one thing. But it's funny how they all seem to connect with each other. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, the idea, these people that go, your channel's called Go Do Your Own Research. You should go and do some research. I'm like, I would be pretty dumb, which I'm not. You can go and look at my other videos. If I called my channel Go Do Your Own Research and I didn't do any research. However, the Andy Signals and the Shisties, they definitely do not do research. So why don't you go and tell them to go and do some research? Just let me get on with it. Right. Let me share my document that I have ready. Okay, I forgot how to do this. Share screen. Yeah, I had this guy actually. And on another video, it wasn't even about this. And I swear to God, these people come in to have arguments, and I really don't like arguing in comments. I don't like confrontation. But he basically tried to say that I was a grifter because I have a Patreon with one video on it. And so when I told him, look, I have one video on there, and I told him what the video was, this was about 5 or 6 comments in, because he really thought he was onto something. He deleted all the comments. Why are you wasting my time? It's really annoying. Like, because I want to like answer people, but not if they're just going to do that. It makes me feel like you've just come here to like let out your anger. All right, so this is what we're going to be looking at today. It is an expert report of Professor Arun, Culotta, PhD, October 17th, 2025. That was last year. So, as this is a research channel, I can show you that I have looked up who Arun Culotta, PhD is. And he is director of Center for Community Engaged AI and a professor at Tulane University. I think that's how you pronounce it. So he's a strong advocate for AI, because I had a little look at some of his interviews earlier. Definitely not going to play them. Which, as we know, AI, the way AI is affecting our society, it's not affecting it in a good way. Look at what it's done to YouTube. I mean, I'll say no more. With that said, he is a professor of computer science, and his research investigates computational methods to learn about human behavior from online social networks, combining machine learning, natural language processing, and social network analysis. Examples include tracking diseases, measuring effectiveness of public health campaigns, informing crisis response, preventing online harassment, and detecting deceptive marketing, and identifying unsafe products. Well, I'd say AI is a pretty unsafe product, but the one thing that bothers me a little bit is this thing about preventing online harassment, because I know in the UK, yeah, like, if anyone doesn't know this, in the beginning of starting my channel, yeah, I unwittingly found out what troll farms were. Right? I was just a normal viewer watching YouTube videos, and somehow I got mixed up in a troll farm. All right? And there's been a lot of arguments in this case, in this Lively Baldoni case, about bots. And if someone disagrees with you, they're a bot. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. There are real people out there that are obsessed with these topics, that will make multiple accounts because they follow a certain creator and they've watched their videos and they really believe all the stuff they're being told, and they really hate whoever they're being told the stuff about, and they will do that, and they will get into arguments with you. And a lot of them have substance problems. But what's happening in the UK, because it happens here too in the true crime kind of world, which is why I did that video the other day about what's his name, JLR, Jonathan Lee Richards. Yeah, there's kind of similar people like that in the UK, and they focus on missing person cases, and then even when the case is closed, they won't stop making content about it because it's rewarding them so well in the algorithm and obviously financially. So now what's happening in the UK is we've got MPs getting involved with families. They're starting to campaign for stronger laws about online behavior. Now, I personally do not think that is a good thing, because when do any of these laws ever favor the individual? They don't. They always benefit corporations. So it's just going to make our restrictions worse. And if you don't believe that, you need to go do some research. But anyway, what I'm saying is this guy's an expert. He knows what he's talking about. But I might not necessarily agree with some of his ideas. He obtained his PhD in computer science from the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, in 2008, was a Microsoft Live Labs Fellow, a NIA Prize finalist, and recipient of Best Paper Awards at AAAI and CSCW, whatever they are. His interdisciplinary research is supported by several NSF-funded collaborations with researchers in public health, political science, and marketing, and emergency management. So he is a super qualified guy. I just can't help thinking about the Epstein files now whenever I read about these sort of profiles, but let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and hope that he's not one of them. Right, let's go back to his report. Avoiding AI is now like avoiding PFAs. It's embedded in virtually everything. I know. And the funny thing is like, I was making videos about AI and how bad it was going to be when I first started my channel, so 2 years ago, you know, it's not, no one was interested then. I've made a lot of videos about Sam Altman. He's a total psychopath, a total liar. It's just about money. AI is just about making money out of investments, like they were selling a lie. But I just want to know, in what way has it ever improved anything for anyone? Because I really don't believe it has. It's just made a whole bunch of people think they can actually do artwork, and it's really diabolical what they what they produce. So yeah, artwork and songs. And even yesterday, there's a legal channel I follow. It's literally just it's not even presented by anyone. It's literally just footage of court cases. And they had like one of those AI, I don't know what they're called, but you can get, as a character, you can get it on your edit program. It will say like, make a character, and it's just like some generic woman that's speaking, and I couldn't watch it. It was just unbearable. I'm like, I'd rather watch someone real that stumbles over their words or is not on camera than watch that. I don't know, it's just so dystopian. But obviously they think it's doing something for their channel. They wouldn't do it. Okay, I just changed the layout. Am I still on the stage? No. Right, that's what I want. Yeah, I want to make the document big enough that you can all see it. Right, so I didn't realize I had so much to get off my chest tonight. We can see that there's a content sheet. So we've got qualifications. I've just read them, so we don't need to do that again. We've got background of Blake Lively, we've got background of Justin Baldoni, we've got case background, and then we've got the inauthentic online activity, which starts at page 7. So it's not too many pages to get through. Yeah, he's obviously very highly qualified, and he does public speaking, he goes on TV shows. These experts get paid so much money as well for these legal cases. I was listening to, or I'm kind of vaguely following what's going on in the Live Nation thing. There's a trial against Live Nation right now, and apparently the expert has been paid, I thought it was like close to $1 million. It's insane for one trial. Right, assignment. I've been asked by counsel for Ms. Lively to review documents produced by the defendants related to their plans for a social digital mitigation remediation campaign and assess whether or not there are markers of inauthenticity among the posts or platforms discussed therein. A list of the materials I considered as part of my review can be found in Appendix C. My conclusions from this review and analysis follow, and I reserve the right to amend or supplement this report if more data, information, or testimony become available. So yeah, I mean, the last video that I made showed how blatantly Melissa Nathan and a journalist at the Mail who'd written 1,000 online articles about this story focusing on Blake Lively and her husband, even though most of his information was coming from Melissa Nathan, who was not, Blake Lively wasn't Melissa Nathan's client. Sorry, that's what I was trying to get out. But most of their conversations was about her. So, yeah, there were a lot of people in the comments saying, well, I already hated Blake Lively, so, you know, they were just, it wasn't a smear campaign. It was, we already hated her before this. And I'm like, okay, that is not really what's being discussed here. But then they moved the goalposts because they weren't really winning that argument. But anyway, I think what we're getting at is we're homing in on how this campaign, whether these people want to believe it or not, they might have hated Blake Lively. That doesn't take away from the fact that there was a smear campaign orchestrated digitally online, as this guy is going to go show evidence of, I'm pretty sure. Right, so he said, I've drawn the following conclusions based on my experience and work in this matter. A. Indicia of a campaign to manipulate online discussion of Miss Lively in August 2024 are apparent when assessing engagement with TikTok posts about Miss Lively. A. Engagement patterns among top comments, i.e., the comments that gathered the greatest number of likes on a given post are indicative of a coordinated effort to boost engagement with content expressing negative sentiment towards Miss Lively. Top comments that expressed negative sentiment towards Miss Lively generated more than twice as many likes as would be expected based on the total number of likes generated by the parent post. Top comments that expressed positive sentiment towards Mr. Baldoni displayed a similar pattern, generating more likes than would be expected based on the number of likes on the parent post. Both results are statistically significant and practically significant deviations from expected values. Yeah, so that's the opening statement, is that both of them had way more than normal engagement on comments, pointing towards some kind of artificial inflation being used. Nearly all the top comments with the greatest number of unexpected likes expressed anti-Lively. Sorry, I messed that up. Nearly all the top comments with the greatest number of unexpected likes expressed anti-Lively sentiment. Notably, among the highly unusual top comments are ones made on posts that the Wayfarer defendants discussed in internal text messages. You don't say. A review of a series of individual posts with abnormally high volumes of comments and likes reveals a suspicious pattern. Let me use my highlighter tool. Of repeated themes and language in the comments. So that's how you suspect that these are not authentic. It's repeating things like, oh, how come they weren't together on the red carpet? Like, too many people knew that just from watching TikToks. It's suspicious. Repeated themes and language in the comments. In many cases, these posts contain numerous comments with abnormally high like counts that contain similar terms. Posts that the Wayfarer defendants have discussed display similar patterns of inauthenticity. I wonder if he did like the whole of the internet. At least you know my comment section is real. Indicia of a campaign to manipulate online discussion of Ms. Lively in August 2024 are apparent when assessing upvote patterns on Reddit. This is why I pretty much stay away from Reddit. The Faux Moi subreddit is the largest celebrity discussion community on Reddit. Wow, I didn't even know that. Analyzing comment upvote patterns across posts published from May 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2024 shows multiple extreme statistical outliers associated with comments published in August. Now, what I do know is that oh gosh, which one was it? The Blake Lively Snark Reddit, was it? Was that where the Shusty Floor video was first posted, or was it on Faux Moi? He's probably going to tell us. But yeah, I know that was created on the same day Jed Wallace started his contract, 9th of August, 2024. Comment scores for August 14th, 2024 are unlike any other day in the entire period. The combined count of all upvotes to comments in this period is more than 5 standard deviations above the mean. Wow. That was the day the Hollywood Reporter article dropped, August 14th. 3 posts related to Ms. Lively and Mr. Baldoni account for the vast majority of comment upvotes on this day. Further, almost all the highest scoring comments express anti-Lively or pro-Baldoni sentiment. Conversely, the lowest scoring comments, those with the most net downvotes, consistently express pro-Lively or anti-Baldoni sentiment. I also observed a large discrepancy between the historical and current upvote counts on the posts featuring the Little Bump interview, where no similar discrepancy is observed among other highly upvoted posts published on that day. Multiple other statistical outliers are observed in comments about Ms. Lively published in the August period. Comments related to Ms. Lively and Mr. Baldoni are among the most upvoted of the more than 480,000 comments. 480,000 comments on this movie. Published on Faux Moi during my period of analysis. Here too, the highest ranking comments from August about Ms. Lively or Mr. Baldoni consistently expressed negative sentiment towards Ms. Lively and positive sentiment towards Mr. Baldoni. Conversely, the lowest ranking comments express positive sentiment towards Ms. Lively. The extreme outliers in comment upvote counts, along with the striking consistency in the sentiment expressed, point strongly to a coordinated campaign. Oops. Now, obviously, he's only the expert, but I mean, I don't know. People have been saying, well, we need evidence. I don't know how much more evidence they can give. Hey, Brett. They hated her enough to actively be commenting on any random video about it. No way. That's the question I was thinking. Like, how did they come across my video? That is the thing that puzzles me. I'm like, because they started commenting when it had like a couple of 100 views. And I'm like, no one else's videos show up for me. that where someone's, you know, not being positive to or not being pro Baldoni. So yeah, it really does. That is a genuine question I would like to know from them, but they're probably not going to tell me. But yeah, it's like, how do I come onto their radar, my little channel? And also, why do you not look at all my other videos and see that I have been making videos about this since January, not even January, sorry, December 2024. You think I don't know what I'm talking about by now? It's like... The other thing as well, yeah, about those comments was they were focusing on Blake Lively. They were like, the reason why I hate her, she's disgusting, is because of how racist she is, because she wore these pants that are from a racist brand. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know how you know this information. Like, I don't know. I have literally read nearly every exhibit, and I don't remember seeing anything about a brand of pants she wore in the movie being by a racist brand. However, if that is true, first of all, most of the commentary channels that discuss this case and are pro Baldoni are racist. I know there's some black people that do commentary on it, but I think they're just doing it because it's popular. Wayfarer, we know, not only are they racist, but they do blaxploitation content, or they used to before, you know, all of this happened to shut their little operation down. So it just doesn't make sense to me that that's your reason for hating her. Like, it's really, really difficult in this day and age to buy any product that doesn't have some kind of slave labor or racism involved in its supply chain. You know, I just felt like, regardless of whether you think Blake Lively's racist or not, you're ignoring that Hollywood is racist, that Wayfarer is racist. Like, it's just too much emotion to put on one person that you don't know. So I wasn't really buying her argument. Let me get back to where we were. Indicia of a campaign to manipulate online discussion of Ms. Lively in August 2024 are apparent when assessing engagement with the Little Bump interview. This Little Bump interview, aka framing Blake Lively as a bully, received few views and little commentary in the initial days after it was uploaded to YouTube. Interesting. Interesting, Shisty. This changed after the Tag PR team. By the way, Shisty Floor, wasn't she found to be racist against Asian people? Guess you ain't got a problem with that. This changed after the Tag PR team suggested that the content should be sent to Jed, right? In the hours that followed, comments on the Little Bump interview increased rapidly. Over this same period, the volume and popularity of comments that included bully grew at a disproportionately higher rate than before the Wayfarer defendants discussed the video in internal text messages. This sounds like pretty hard evidence. Okay, so then we've got background on Blake Lively. We've got background on Justin Baldoni. We know way too much about them already. The case background. In 2019, Baldoni acquired the rights to the book, the best-selling novel, blah, 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 blah. We know all about that. Yeah, we're not going to read that again. Let's go to, so December 21st was the date of the New York Times article being published. We can bury anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine, reporting on allegations that Ms. Lively had experienced mistreatment by Mr. Baldoni. So that was where people like myself was like, oh, that explains why during the summer I kept seeing videos about Blake Lively and what a bully she was and how awful her hair products were and how inappropriate it was that she was trying to sell alcohol. which, by the way, her brand isn't even an alcohol brand, it's a mixer brand. And combined with seeing all the text messages, that was that was kind of like the interesting part of the article. I wasn't even really that interested in who Justin Baldoni was as a person. I just literally had seen all the negative videos being shown about her. And I see all the text messages saying that all these editors hated her and that they would print anything that they wanted to make her look bad. And also I had experienced, as I said, what troll farm activity feels like from within. Like, you don't even realize it's happening. And I didn't know these people were doing this stuff. But then, so when I see this New York Times article, I was just like, oh my gosh, that all tracks now. I didn't realize this was so like well planned out. But this is how it is. But, you know, if these people want to believe that this just happens because they hate Blake Lively, it's like, that's the other thing as well. It's like, why do you even hate her? You don't even know her. What you know of her has been delivered to you by these publications, by journalists that hate her. Like James Vatushka, he couldn't string a sentence together. He didn't have any factual information about either Justin or Blake. He thought Justin was in Switzerland when he was in Sweden. He was trying to say that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds had invested in the movie, which was completely fantasy. But, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you read on these websites. And that's how you form an opinion of the people that you hate. It's just a waste of energy. Really. Hating is not healthy. It doesn't make you feel happy. It really doesn't. Okay. Was I going to read all this bit? Yeah, I think I was. So then, yeah, she filed her complaint with the California Civil Rights Department on December 20th, and then the article came out the next day. On the 31st, she filed her initial complaint in the US court for Southern District of New York, and an amended complaint on February 18th. Yeah, just to get our timeline once again in mind. The Wayfarer party's first amended complaint was dismissed on June 9th, 2025, and they filed on January 31st. And then we also had, which isn't mentioned here, the Stephanie Jones versus Jen Abel lawsuit, which is still going on as well. That's the adjacent suit, which we're getting a lot of crossover information and evidence from. Again, seeing how dark it is, seeing how it's not just about celebrities and how badly they dress or whether they're promoting alcohol or whatever. But when we saw the information about the woman who died, who was the girlfriend of David Bono, and that they went to the lengths they went to keep that guy's name, well, to keep him looking innocent in the press, and basically stopping there being a police investigation. That is some serious dark-ish that these people get up to. Scooter Braun's partner. And then finding out that Scooter Braun was invested in this company. I'm like, these are such more important pieces of information to be thinking about than what pants someone's wearing in a movie. Inauthentic online activity. A. Background on inauthentic online activity. It refers to coordinated behavior in digital environments that aims to mislead, manipulate, or distort public discourse while concealing the true identity, intent, or origin of the actors involved. There's a little note there, 39. The rise of social bots. Okay, so he's cited an article there, 2016, the rise of social bots, communications of the ACM. So I think like 2016 bots were literally just emojis mainly. I think what happened was as bots became a bit more sophisticated, their use was sort of reduced in favor of actually getting real people, a certain type of person as well, to do all the work, to do all the engagement, because they get something out of it. I don't know what, but they do. I've seen it with my own eyes. This activity spans a spectrum of tactics and actors that simulate organic user behavior while cultivating alternative narratives and creating the illusion of popular support or dissent on social media. See example, Bradshaw and Howard, 2018, Challenging Truth and Trust, a global inventory of organized social media manipulation, Oxford Internet Institute. Blah, 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 blah. Examining the alternative media ecosystem through the production of alternative narratives of mass shooting events on Twitter. And again, going back to Jonathan Lee Richards and seeing his history of how he's used mass school shootings to go out and do what he calls boots on the ground reporting and insert himself into absolutely horrible, horrific tragedies and pretend to be involved and go to like memorial services and do all the stuff that he does just to get online attention and build a platform. And he was open about how many accounts he would open up. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just open a Twitter account and say stuff on there and idiots will believe me. It all relates to this. Researchers typically categorize inauthentic online activity into three primary forms: fully automated, fully human, and hybrid, human and automated. Automated or bot-based activity involves the use of software scripts, known as social bots, to post content, amplify messages, or mimic human engagement at scale. These bots can inflate popularity metrics, distort trending topics, and propagate disinformation. I think there's a lot of those on Reddit because I've seen like people I know have done their own research onto Reddit, and it's when you see like the same sentence used by multiple different accounts at the same time. But obviously these platforms are having to really tighten up on their kind of detection software to try and stop this happening, because it's not really in their interest. They want real people using it more than they want bots. However, the more that they try and make things harder, the more people work. This is a losing battle. Like, that people are always going to find a way around it. Hybrid human automated activity, often termed cyborg behavior, refers to accounts run by real people. Jed Wallace, who also deploy automated scripts or social media management tools, or was it the team in Hawaii? Sorry. That they managed to pretend was made up or a misunderstanding. Deploy automated scripts or social media management tools to post and amplify content. By alternating between human-like and automated activity over time, these actors blur the boundary between authentic and artificial engagement. Fully human but coordinated or deceptive activity includes hired influencers, troll farms. Troll farms are literally people like Andy Signal's community. If anyone speaks out about Andy Signal, they'll all go over to them and say, liar, you're a liar. Andy hasn't done anything wrong. He's wonderful. He's such a nice guy. Candace Owens is another one. The list goes on. Shisty has a troll farm audience. It's very easy to attract them. I try not to attract them, genuinely. That's why I'm really careful about how I speak, how I respond to people. You know, I just don't enjoy doing inflammatory, angry content. It's just not really what I'm about. This is the chill zone. Right, where was I? It's just so weird knowing so much about this and then seeing it in an official report and knowing that this guy's like a professor of it. It's like, I didn't need to go to university to study this. I learned it from being online. Did I read that? Yeah, I did. Fully human but coordinated or deceptive activity includes hired influencers, troll farms, AstroTurf campaigns, right? So I'm just looking at the citation for troll farms. Troll farms refer to organizations that disseminate messages emulating genuine information. Oh, okay, right, yeah, because if anyone criticizes the person that they think is wonderful, they can't handle it. So yeah, AstroTurf campaigns. I did the interview with the guy, Baines Agenda, and he said, you know, because I was trying to say to him, he knew it was going on in politics. He was making TikToks, and he said he got a job interview like just from one of his TikToks going semi-viral. And they said, we'll pay you to put out more content like this. And then they sent him the talking points over, and it was on behalf of our government, the Labour government. So that's how he heard about astroturfing. And I'm like, yeah, you know, this isn't just going on in politics. This is going on in the entertainment world. And they use political bias channels to spread the troll farm. This attracts the trolls to work together. Or paid commenters who engage in strategic posting and manipulation, often at the behest of political, corporate, or ideological clients. I think we might need to add fake feminists to the ideological commenters. When he says paid commenters, people that paid to do comments, yeah. I was going to say not comment, or is he talking about commentary channels? 46. Bradshaw S. Howard, Challenging Truth and Trust, a global inventory of organized social media manipulation, Oxford Internet Institute. Yeah, it's interesting because obviously Cambridge Analytica, who kind of was doing the research into this in 2016, that's Cambridge University, that's who was invested in by Bannon, Steve Bannon. So I wonder who gets all this research they're doing at Oxford. No, this stuff is absolutely mental. Inauthentic online activity is an evolving and dynamic field of research driven by the constant evolution of digital platforms, algorithmic detection methods. That's what I was trying to say earlier that they have on Reddit, and adversarial tactics. Campaigns can take many forms, can evolve over time, and may span multiple platforms and online channels. As new technologies such as large language models and synthetic media become widely available. What's synthetic media? Is that what I was talking about earlier? I guess it's like a synthetic media is an umbrella term for video, image, text, or audio that has been generated in whole or partly by artificial intelligent algorithms. Yeah, it's absolutely diabolical. And do you know who else has been promoting that? Mr. Beast. He is kind of like a human version of AI, in my opinion. But when he tried to promote his AI platform, he got such negative pushback on it. No one really everyone was like, nah, we don't want that, bruv. But like I said, that doesn't stop an awful lot of people that belong in that are in troll farms, right? Because if I get these weird comments, I'll go and look at their pages and I'll see like if they've posted anything. And to be fair, a lot of them haven't. But the worst ones are when they've got like their own posts up on the community tab. Like they don't even have videos, they just have posts. And yeah, like I said, these AI tools make them feel like they're artists all of a sudden. They're really not. Like I just don't think there's any need for that. It's like junk, it's like the equivalent of junk food. Spam. Where was I? And then, yeah, remember during the Diddy trial, all those AI videos that were like basically taking one line of commentary and it would be something like, I don't know, it would just be completely not true at all. And then there would be like a video about it and it would have like 500,000 views. It would be really crazy. It would be something like, did he have sex with his daughter? I mean, that wasn't. I don't think that was one, but it could have been. But it was things as crazy as that. And it's like because someone would have said it somewhere, so that's what the AI tools allow them to do. And then I don't know why people watch it. I don't know whether it really does have 500,000 views or it's fake, but there was loads of them during the trial. Where was I? Sorry, I'm getting carried away. Consequently, ongoing research and surveillance are necessary to understand and address these threats effectively. You know what else would be effective, though? This is where I get annoyed. If we were just able to have communities as humans and just do normal human community policing, we wouldn't be needing to have surveillance and all this other stuff, because it's not it's never going to stop those people doing it. All it's going to do is harm regular people. That's just how I look at it. You know, but YouTube in particular has made it really, really difficult for people to kind of like manage their own community. Like, they encourage it. They encourage you to post AI. They encourage you to do courses. They encourage you to do memberships. None of that is creating a safe environment online if you don't have any moderation going on. Right, where was I? Researchers have identified reliable markers of inauthentic online activity, but not every campaign will look alike. Indeed, researchers have observed that platforms and co-evolve in a persistent arms race. He's making it so military. As detection improves, manipulators adapt with more human manipulators. They're an ending by through to aid detection unsupervised multi-signal coordination analysis. 54. Uncover coordination social media of the International AI Conference on Web and Social Media. Wow. 2021, that was written. Therefore, discover behavioral traces of surface groups rather than individuals. Meanwhile, sophisticated campaigns behavior by machine learning. For example, evolutionary and reinforcement learning approaches detectors and learn policies to maximize influence, detection risk, cycle. And you know, yeah, if this make sure what it's if they really care. But personally, I just don't really care. Shizzy, we're about research. We talk back to beginning 2025 when I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Right, sorry about that. I don't know the internet on that instead of the other test was oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I should maybe because hot. Hey, can you hear me? I think I'm good. I don't know. We're good. Okay. Let me see where I was. Right. I didn't read that. Oh, stock puppetry. Identifying asset. Research the patterns several reliable authors into authentic. Using author metadata and behavior, researchers have found that posting entropy and oh, it's still robotic. I'll log out. I'll log out and try coming back on. We might. I'll end the stream. Sorry, guys, that was well. Bye.